Okay, folks, we're back. We're going to do pretty much the same thing we did in the first video. If you recall, what we did is we set up a proportion that had the measure of the central angle over 360, which is the total of the degrees in a circle. And above that, we had the length of the arc divided by the total circumference. So we had to find the circumference in order to fill that one in, and then we just cross multiplied and went on. Well, we're going to do something very similar right now, only we're going to be talking about using area. So let's talk about area. The area of a circle is equal to the radius squared times pi. And for pi, we are using 3.14. So to do problem 1, we're going to have to first of all find what the total area of the circle is. And that's going to be 5 squared times pi. Well, 5 squared is 5 times 5, so it's 25 times 3.14. 3.14, and that's going to give us a measure of 78.5, and in this case it's going to be square meters. I don't really care about what it is, they just throw these things in. So now we set up our ratio. Our central angle is 270. Our total is always 360. And that's going to be equal to x, which is the area of the piece inside, x over 78.5. Because that's the total area of the circle. We're looking for this proportion of it. So we're going to cross multiply, and we're going to go 360x is equal to 270 times 78.5, and that is equal to 21,195. Again, we divide by 360 so that we get a single x, and we have to do both sides. So when we divide that 21,195 and we divide that by 360, we end up with a number of 58.9. Yes, 58.9. Square meters. Okay, let's look at this one. We're going to do the same thing. We got to get the area of the total. So this is going to be equal to 4 squared times 3.14. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. So let's take 4 times 0.14. The total area is 50.24. Okay? Let's set up our set here. Our central angle is 90 degrees. So if I take 90 over 360, that's got to equal x, which is what we're looking for, over 50.24. And we do our cross multiplication and we get 360x is equal to 90 times 50.24. That would be 4,521.6. Again, we divide by 360. Both sides have to be divided by 360. So x is equal to 4521.6 divided by 360, which gives us 12.6. So it's 12.6 square miles. Okay? You know, it's the same routine we've had before. The only difference is we're talking about areas now. So, for number 3, well, the area is equal to 5 squared times 3.14. That's the total area of the circle. So, 5 times 5 times 5 times 3.14 gives us 78.5. This is the same area that we got up here, okay? Because it was also 5. So the area is equal to 78.5. All we have left to do is set up our proportion. 315 degrees is the central angle we're looking at. The total is 360. And that's got to be equal to x, and x is what we're looking for here, which is the area of this section over 78.5. All right, we do our arithmetic here, and we end up with 360 x's is equal to, if we take 78.5 times 315, we get 24,727.5. Okay. 24,727.5. And again, that's cross multiplying, just like we did up there, just like we've done before. If we divide both sides by 360, those go away, and we're left with x is equal to, I'll divide this by 360. And so if we divide that by 360, we get 68.7. And in this case, it's square miles. Okay? All right, only one more to go. So let's do number 4. The central angle is 270. We're looking for the area of that sector, and we know the radius is 17. So the area of the total circle is equal to 17 squared times 3.14, which is what we're using for pi, because I can't think in more than 2 digits. So 17 times 17 times 3.14 gives us, the total area here is 907.46. Why don't we just call it 907.5, just for the sake of argument. So now we got to set up hang on. Yes, we got to set up our ratio. Remember, we're looking for x. We now know the total area is this. So, and our central angle is 270. So if we take 270 and the total is 360, that's got to equal x, which is what we're looking for, divided by the total, 907.5. Again, cross multiply, We get 360x is equal to, see, 907.5 times the central angle, which is 270. Oh, that's a big number. I better double check that one. Is equal to 245.025. And if we divide that by 360, we get 680.6. Okay, we divide 360 here, divide by 360 here. Those go away, and we're left with x is equal to 680.6. All right, guys. It's the same thing we had before. The only difference is we are using a little different thing here. We're using area. So I really hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing pretty good. I've looked at my neighbors. They're all doing pretty good. So y'all have a good week, and I'll be back next Monday.